Jeff Simpson. Jeff, who was voted in last night as the new chairman of the Lucas County Republican Party. Mr. Simpson, thanks for being with us this morning. Now, obviously, there's some contention. John Steinbrook says, nah, this wasn't part of a meeting. This was some sort of publicity stunt, a sham. What's your response to that?
It was not a sham. It was a real vote. The Central Committee met pursuant to the notice requirements. I believe Megan Gallagher called that meeting as her Central Committee chairmanship powers give her. The vote was properly placed before the body. It was voted on and ratified by that body, removing Megan Gallagher from her position, replacing her with Paul Hogue, who is now the chairman of the Central Committee. John Steinbrook was removed from his position, and I was replaced to replace him.
Okay. How many committee members, Central Committee members, are there?
There's a good number of them.
I mean, are we talking about 50 or 350?
Oh no, we're talking much more than that. Each precinct in the county has the ability to have an elected representative in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Okay, they are voted on by members of the community in those precincts and wards who identify themselves as Republicans and Democrats, who say that I want this person representing me in the party. Now, last night there was a body that met, and they voted to remove those individuals.
Okay, here's let me go to the core of the question. I believe that Paul Hogue told me on the phone last night that there were something like 110 people who were unexpected by John Steinbrook and his supporters showing up at the meeting. Were those 110, or were those people who voted, were they authorized to vote in a Central Committee meeting?
Every single person who voted was authorized to vote as vested elected members of the Central Committee.
Okay, and the vote outcome was?
It was for the removal of Megan Gallagher.
But in terms of actual numbers or percentages?
That I don't. It was from what I remember, it was a voice vote. Which is proper. The votes are proper to be voiced. It was overwhelmingly in our favor.
Okay. This was obviously something that was coordinated somewhat in secret. I mean, John Steinbrook did not know that there were 110 people who opposed his chairmanship of the Lucas County GOP showing up. What's your beef with the guy?
I am serving on behalf of the Central Committee. The Central Committee is unhappy with the leadership of the party. Unhappy that the party seems to fight candidates, seems to divide rather than unite. My goal and my job going forward now is to unite all Republicans in favor of the candidates and in favor of the Republican Party. Not in favor necessarily of one individual or one position, but all Republicans together.
Okay, I also had, it was Paul Hogue who told me that said, hey, we were asking for finance reports. We didn't know how much money was in the Treasury. We didn't know what money was coming and going. There's the issue of the Cuyahoga County prosecutor who's been appointed by the Lucas County prosecutor to investigate the allegations of forgery of some of the Lucas County GOP's financial documents as they have to be filed with the Board of Elections. How much did that come into play?
The Central Committee has not been happy with Mr. Steinbrook or Ms. Gallagher for a long time. The things that you mentioned are part of it. Another part of it is a lack of real respect from the chairmanship to the actual members. A lot of things last night were the coming together, a manifestation of that anger.
The fight isn't over. John Steinbrook is saying in several media sources that he will fight this internally and through the courts if necessary.
Well, I mean, I suppose anybody can sue for any reason, but last night was a valid vote. It was a proper vote. It was an orderly, procedural vote. So, I am at this moment the chairman of the Lucas County Republican Party. Let
me ask you just as a little bit of a scene setter. Again, the reports to me were first the fire department was called because those who supported John Steinbrook didn't want all those people in there to oust him, and they were hoping that the fire department would come along and say, hey, it exceeded fire code. Describe to us what happened last night.
A number of people were in the building. Now, I don't know who called the fire department or who called the police. I'm not privy to that information. The fire department did do their job in inspecting the building for any dangers. They allowed the meeting to occur after the meeting had run its course and after the votes had been cast and the new results had been voted on. The police and fire said, "Your meeting is over. We'd like you to leave." As I was leaving, I turned to Megan Gallagher and I said, I would like the keys to the building and access to the building as new chairman of the Republican Party. I was told no. She then said good night, and I said good night and walked out of the building.
And what do you do to get possession or get to gain custody of the offices of the party that you now, according to the vote last night, lead?
We are reviewing our options accordingly. We will get the keys to the building and the access to the information that we seek. But right now I'm looking to worry more about uniting people together, about getting people together. That's my main focus. The rest will come when it comes.